Hello again, Jason C. Kelly with Prosper 911, just working in the home office again today. And today I want to talk to you about focus and those things that we focus on. You know, my background, those that know me and know my background, I'm a firefighter, paramedic by trade. I've been in that industry for well over 20 years. And one of the things I noticed early on in my career, and it's always seemed to be a strange phenomenon to me, and perhaps you've seen this too, is you'll see people that have driven down a highway or even a city street and they hit a telephone pole or a light pole. And if you look and you look at the distance between those telephone poles, there's a lot of distance between them. If you get out on the highway, we're talking 300 feet, maybe 100 yards between these utility poles. But yet you see people run into these utility poles and there's nothing else around. Or even maybe they pull out into the path of an oncoming car or a train or some sort of tragedy like that, and there's a collision when the field of vision was very, very wide, very open. You know, and so in the case of the person that hits the telephone pole, what happens is, and this is a theory that's out there, is that as the person is sliding off the road or going off the road, their focus immediately catches that telephone pole, that thing that they don't want to hit. And what do? As they're sliding off the road or hitting, I don't want to hit that pole. I don't want to hit that pole. Watch out for that pole. Bam, they hit the pole. Why? Because that is where their focus was. You look at that person that perhaps pulls out into traffic, into the line of traffic of someone else. What happens? They said, I didn't even see them. Why? Because they weren't focused on what was coming at them. Have you ever noticed that perhaps you've decided that you want to buy a certain model of car that you thought maybe was sort of unique? And then all of a sudden what happens is, as you start to look, maybe you look online and you find that model of car you want, and all of a sudden there's all kinds of cars just like this all around. Why? Because that was not where your awareness and your focus was on before, but now it is. So what I want to encourage you to do, that as you're building your business or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, that you're focused on those things that are going to move you forward or bring a positive outcome in your business. If it's about contacting a prospect, you know, be focused on where you're going to go with them after they decide that they want to get in business with you. And don't focus on the negative, perhaps maybe the rejection. Be focused on those things that will move you forward. You know, I'm reminded of a story here recently of a friend of mine that's going through a lot of challenges, you know, with health issues with children, financial issues. But what I've also noticed is this person seems to be pretty much committed to those challenges. They're committed to being stuck in those challenges instead of looking past those. Now, I understand there's a lot of things that go on in people's lives that keep them focused on the wrong things. And maybe there's more circumstances, but what we have to remember to do is what we focus on is what we're going to get. If you're focused on the money that you don't have, then that's what you're going to get. But when you start focusing on solutions, when you start focusing on possibilities, when you start focusing on abundance, that's when you'll start seeing things happen in your business. I know I've seen it in my business. For many, many years I struggled in trying to build a home-based business, even to build a team. And I was focused on what I didn't have. When I started focusing on what was it going to be that was going to move me forward, who were the people that I needed to work with, you know, how are they going to help me to move forward? When I started focusing on those things, those people started coming into my life. And now I have the benefit of having a global home-based business with you know, team members in multiple countries. Now, I don't say that to brag or to impress you. I just say this to impress upon you the power of that sort of thinking. I hope this encourages you. Be focused on those things that are going to move you forward, and don't be focusing on the things that you don't want. Be focused on those things that you do want and that you do want to achieve. Be blessed, and we'll see you in the next video.